Cassette 2, Side 2. 16. Solving problems. 16.1.
The first suggestion the company got was a joke, really, but it won the $100 bonus. The suggestion was that the bonus be reduced to $50.
16.2. 1.
After many expensive and unsuccessful attempts to promote the restaurant with posters and T-shirts, the owner, Martha Sanchez, finally came up with a winner. She offered free lunches for life to anyone who agreed to have the name and logo of the restaurant tattooed on a visible part of their bodies. To date, 50 people have become walking advertisements.
2.
A lot of time was wasted on electronic devices that could authenticate signatures and on educating customers of the bank to look after their checkbooks. Someone suggested using passwords, but people always forgot them. Finally, the bank manager had a different idea. Why not simply put a photograph of the account holder on each check?
3.
The company quickly realized that there is no way of making industrial cleaners exciting. Special offers and competitions had limited success, so they tried something silly instead. The company's name was changed to the New Pig Corporation. All products were labeled with the New Pig logo. The hotline was changed to 800 Hot Hogs, and its company address to 1 Pork Avenue. Did it work? Well, growing at a rate of 10% a year, New Pig currently employs more than 300 people and enjoys sales of over $80 million.
16.3. Extract 1.
Okay, we both know the problem. Basically, we can't get retail stores to stock our new product. They say it's too expensive. So the question is, how do we get access to the customer?
What if we offered it on a sale or return basis?
No, I don't think so. If we did that, we'd just create cash flow problems for ourselves.
Well, another option would be to sell it direct online.
It's a possibility, but I really don't think we know enough about e-commerce to take the chance. And if we start bringing in internet specialists, we could end up spending a fortune.
Of course, we wouldn't have this problem if we'd priced the product more sensibly in the first place.
Extract 2.
Right. Our objective for this meeting is to think of ways we can get the supplies we need. As I'm sure you've all heard, our sole supplier is about to go bankrupt.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't come to that, but if it does, we'll certainly have to act fast. Supposing we bought the company out.
What, and took on all their debts? I don't think so.
Alternatively, we could just manufacture our own components. I've spoken to our technical department. They say they can do it.
Yes, but do you have any idea how long it would take to get an in-house production facility operational?
Well, what choice do we have? Unless we do something, we'll be out of business within 6 months.
What I want to know is why our suppliers didn't tell us they were in trouble. If we'd known this was going to happen, we could have had our own production plant up and running by now.
Extract 3.
What I want to know is, how do we maintain our profit margins with labour costs rising the way they are?
Well, it seems obvious, but how about raising prices? I mean, even with a 2% price rise, we'd still be very competitive.
No, I'm afraid that's not an option. This is an extremely price-sensitive market.
I know that, but what else do you suggest? If we don't cover our costs, we'll soon be running at a loss.
Now, let's not panic. The answer could be to shift production to somewhere like Southeast Asia. We've talked about it before.
And close down our plants here? Wouldn't it be easier if we just tried to renegotiate with the unions? Get them to accept a lower pay offer?
If we'd been able to get the unions to accept a lower pay offer, John, we wouldn't be considering outsourcing to Asia.
Extract 4.
Now, what on earth are we going to do about all this unsold stock piling up in the warehouses? If we don't move it pretty soon, there'll be no space for new product, and we'll be left with a lot of old product nobody wants. So, ideas. Anybody?
Well, in my opinion, our product development cycle is way too short. Why don't we delay the new product launch to give us time to sell existing stock?
This is a technology-driven business, Robert. If we don't continually upgrade our product, the competition will.
And if we didn't all keep upgrading every 3 months, we wouldn't have this problem.
Wait a minute. This old stock, couldn't we just sell it off at a discount to create space for the new stuff? Say 15%?
I'd rather not start talking about a 15% discount at this stage, if you don't mind.
Well, if we'd discounted it sooner, we wouldn't have had to be so generous.
Extract 5.
Now, I've brought you all here to discuss a very serious matter. Someone in the company, we don't know who, is passing on information to the competition. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that in a business like ours, it is essential we protect our competitive advantage. So, what do we do?
Are you telling us we have a spy amongst us?
If I wasn't, Simon, we wouldn't be here now.
Well, let's think. We already restrict access to important files, but what about encrypting our most confidential information as well? It's common practice in most companies these days. I'm surprised we don't do it already.
I'm afraid it's more serious than just downloading data off the company server. This person seems to be recording meetings and private conversations as well.
You're joking. Sorry, it's just that I can hardly believe this.
Well, maybe it's time we involve the police. Clearly, a crime is being committed here.
It most certainly is. And I would have called the police in already if I'd thought it would do any good. But I don't want our spy, whoever it is, to know we know. So, unless we have to, I'd rather see if we can deal with this ourselves first. And who knows? Perhaps we can even turn the situation to our advantage.
16.4. Case Study 1. Harley-Davidson.
Harley chief Richard Teerlink was quick to realize that the company's greatest asset was its customers. So the first thing he did was build up the Harley Owners Club, which now has nearly 500,000 members. He also recognized the trend towards higher-income customers, for whom a Harley was a status symbol. These yuppies, rich urban bikers or Rolex riders, as they were sometimes called, were clearly the key to the company's survival. By creating an extended family of Harley enthusiasts fighting to save a great American legend from Japanese attack, Teerlink was able to work effectively on the emotions of his target market. But Teerlink was a practical businessman, too. He knew that he couldn't ignore the technical side. So, Harley executives were sent to Japan to learn some of the Japanese quality assurance techniques. More significantly, Harley-Davidson immediately got rid of all of its executive vice presidents and replaced them with 3 self-directed teams. One to create demand, one to manufacture the products, and one to provide customer support. The next step was to set up the Harley Institute, which offers every employee up to 80 hours of training a year. In a final masterstroke, Teerlink persuaded the International Trade Commission to increase the tax on imported Japanese motorbikes over 700 cc's from 4.4% to an enormous 49.4% for a fixed period of time to give American manufacturers time to recover. And recover they did. By 1988, when Harley-Davidson threw its 85th birthday party in Milwaukee, 40,000 Harley lovers had come from all parts of the United States to attend, with Harley executives riding at the head of each convoy. By 1989, Harley was again the #1 heavyweight bike company in the U.S., with 59% of the market. Today, it's still growing by 8 to 10% a year and enjoying record sales of around $2 billion.